So, I know I've been a little quiet regarding my work as an author as of late, and that's because I've been working on something quite special. I'm talking about a historical medieval story, a medieval horror story, no less, uh, titled Autumn in the Skin. I'm not sure how much I really want to say at this point, how much I want to spoil regarding the novel itself, but Autumn is a story set following the sort of aftermath of the historical crusade for Nicopolis, led by King Sigismund of Hungary, in which the best and brightest of Europe were mercilessly done in by the cleverer Ottoman army, and in which the main character of this story is wounded. He is fighting for the Christians, and he is injured in the fighting, and he is driven back and is forced to take to the Danube River to escape. And he is wounded and feral. He's crazed, and he winds up in the war-torn country of Wallachia, where he must make some unlikely allies in order to get home, to get himself healed, and then get the hell out of there. But I told you it was a horror story, didn't I? And that's because the man is wounded, and he is feverish, and the wound is infected, and there may be creatures in the forest, presences and beings waiting to unalive him, shall we say. The man is forced to kind of stand his ground, or else die at the hands of these hideous abominations, or things even worse than monsters. Something primordial and ancient is in the forests here. And it's quite an interesting little pocket of Wallachia, right? I'm not trying to paint the entire country as this spooky, nefarious place. That's, well, to be frank, that's fairly bigoted. But I am portraying this specific village as particularly haunted by dark forces. And Wallachia is, I think, a good setting for that, given how it was war torn in that time and repeatedly raided by the Ottomans and repeatedly retaken by different forces. And that led to it being just kind of certain parts became quote unquote wastelands, where people really struggled to survive. And I think that makes for I think to call a region like that quote unquote haunted is not so much an it's not it's not quite an overstatement. But yeah, so our hero, our main character, he is a soldier and he has a dark past, and he's not quite so pure of heart. He has had to do some wicked things in order to survive, and that leads to him being haunted by not just spirits and monsters, but by guilt and self-doubt and a seeming doom that hangs over him. Mysterious forces are at play, and he, being diseased, infected, begins to doubt his own senses. He doesn't know whether he's dreaming or awake. And so Autumn in the Skin will be coming very soon, and I really do hope you're interested. Autumn in the Skin is coming very soon, my friends. Very, very soon. The 3rd of March, no less. In the waning days of winter, you shall have autumn once again. The 3rd of March, as I said, Autumn in the Skin. The ebook is, I think, already available for pre order, with physical copies available on the 3rd of March. The 3rd of March. I'm telling you, the book is it's kind of a freak of nature, really. I think it's probably my most horrific book to date. It's kind of a bad dream just waiting to happen if you're into that sort of thing, or not. You know, it could very well be that you're interested in weird history, or you might just know a thing or two about medieval Wallachia and be curious how deep this is going to go. The answer is kind of deep. You know, I deal with some strangeness, some history and folklore, and quite a bit of horror too. And there's a bit of a cosmic horror element burbling beneath it all. This kind of monstrous presence that may or may not be a feverish delusion. Um, the desperate imaginings of a dying mind. Um, but I wonder what scares you more. Could it be that he cannot trust his own mind, or could it be that there is something hideous and cosmic and alien at the heart of all of this? Yeah, you know, I guess we'll have to wait and see for when it comes out, eh? Until then, that's all for now. Uh, bye.